Hi, I'm Victoria Ray Henderson, the host of Listen Up Homebuyers. I'm so happy to have with me today Katrina Piehler. She is a certified health and wellness coach, a licensed massage therapist, and essential oils educator. Katrina, what a pleasure it is to have you on Listen Up Homebuyers today.
Thank you so much, Victoria. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me on.
Yeah, I one of the main reasons, and I have to give a shout out to my associate Rona Fishman, who actually connected us so that I could talk to you. Rona and I were having a conversation about aromatherapy, and she knew a lot. She knows a lot about things, but she knew a lot about aromatherapy, and I became really aware of the fact that I just don't think that I have a full understanding of it. So, could you start us off, if you would, Katrina? What is aromatherapy?
Absolutely. Yes. I'm so excited to be able to talk about aromatherapy and how you use it in your home. So this podcast is such a wonderful invitation to do that because the way I've been thinking about it, especially these past years where we've been spending so much time at home for me, it's like it should be our sanctuary, that space where we go, where we're feeling safe, where we can go to feel replenished, comfortable, living and sort of loving our life.
Mhm.
um and especially since we have been spending so much more time there, and now with the concept of so many more of us working from home, there's all these other energies that kind of get folded into what our home has become about.
Mhm.
Aromatherapy is a powerful natural, I think of it as a powerful natural well-being tool that we can intentionally use to create the kind of supportive environment
Mhm.
that we want to have around us. So what it actually is, aromatherapy, it's a modern name for a practice that honestly has been around for a really long time. I mean,
Right.
thousands of years, all kinds of cultures. It's a practice of using the aromatic compounds from plants. So essential oils are the distilled, like you distill them or cold press them, the aromatic compounds that are found in roots, leaves, flowers, fruit rinds, the barks of plants. So like imagine you have an orange. You know how when you have an orange and you're peeling the orange
And
and
smells
it
lovely.
does, and
Yeah.
sometimes that gets on your hands, or you can smell it and take that in even before you. It's not about the actual fruit, it's about what's on the outside of the plant.
Mhm.
Those are the essential oils of that orange plant. Or like when you literally walk by roses and you take in the scent of roses,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what's coming off of it. And the aromatic compounds are protective compounds and elements of the plant. So
Right.
different plants produce different types of essential oils. They have different properties to them. When you
Mhm.
start to learn what the different properties are of different oils and what
Mhm.
they do and the benefits that they can provide, then you can start to use that and leverage that in for your own well-being.
Yeah.
They work well with our own skin, with our own olfactory system, the way our
Yeah.
nervous system
Sure.
works with scent.
No, it makes sense. Yesterday I was in Old Town Alexandria and we had a closing, a settlement, and I happened to be crossing the street and I got this wave of jasmine.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in a particularly bad mood before I smelled the jasmine. But
But
boy, when I smelled that, I was like, in my head, I was just like, what a great day, It's
yeah.
beautiful. And it was a beautiful day yesterday. And I also know that I don't know anything about aromatherapy, but for years now in the fall, I have been cooking up on my stove. And I know many people do this kind of a brew of what I call like a fall mixture. And it is orange rinds and cinnamon stick
Cinnamon sticks, clove.
and things like and cloves and things like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
And that makes me feel cozy.
Yeah.
And so tell me though, as a real estate broker, I'm going into houses all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't smell essential oils a lot when I'm going into these homes. What I do smell are sprays. I cannot stand these plugins that people will have, particularly in homes that are vacant. They want them to, I guess, smell better.
Yeah.
And they just they almost feel like an assault on your nose.
I do.
How is aromatherapy or essential oils? How are they different from what I can buy at the grocery store where I can spray and plug stuff in?
Such a good question. The, the obvious main difference is that those fragrances, and when you
Mhm.
see fragrance on any ingredient level, that is sort of a red flag, because fragrance means it's a synthetic, it's a synthetic ingredient that was made in a lab. And
Mm.
the biggest difference that I see around why you would want to use essential oils rather than those kinds of products is because our body doesn't know what to do with synthetic um, elements that kind of we come in contact with. Like our
Yeah.
liver has to process. We know how to process food. We've heard about this with food. Like, why not to eat artificial ingredients and all those things? Your body
Right.
doesn't know what to do with it. The same thing happens when you're taking that in through your into your lungs, into your skin, all of the laundry. Those. It kills me that particular commercial of the laundry product, where it's like, oh, and it stays fresh and smells fresh for months and months. Yeah, and that's on your skin, and that actually is synthetic um, elements that are not, your body doesn't know what to do with. So, and it's interesting. Also, you mentioned, so I'm a massage therapist, and one of the things I come across a lot is some people who I have to be careful and make sure that what I'm using in my products with my people that people aren't allergic to it. And what I found is when people say, oh, I'm allergic to lavender, or I can't have that near me, what
Oh.
they actually are experiencing, what they mean is it's all those sort of artificial fragranced lab created scents that they
Hmm.
find they have a reaction to. But the real pure oils,
Hmm.
they don't have that with. And I will say, even when it comes to essential oils, it's hugely important to be paying attention to the quality and the purity, because there are plenty of essential oils that you can get out there. Like, you can go to Target and buy essential oils,
Right.
but there is a huge difference between buying what you don't know where it's sourced or where it comes from.
Hmm.
And remember I said the way it's done is it's distilled. It's either distilled or cold pressed, the process of how you extract the oils from the plants.
Right.
The way that you do that can be adulterated and doctored with bleaches and chemicals. And so
Okay.
there,
Okay.
I've aligned myself with I think what I think is the best essential oils company out there is called doTERRA, and they're very transparent about their third party testing and the purity, and just how their whole process of how they're created and where they get the potent oils from makes a difference.
I want to get more into how I, as a person again with no knowledge of aromatherapy, can actually determine where I should buy pure essential oils. But I will just touch on real quickly the power of advertising. And that's not really what we're talking about, but in general, what you've just said, these products that are pushed out to us all the time through advertising, through commercial advertising, and now all through social media. Um, I don't want to use the word assault, but it does feel a bit like you're being just inundated with information telling you and showing you pictures of people enjoying these lovely scents and whatever it is in the ad that can make you feel like that is an okay choice.
Right.
So what you're talking about is people putting in a little more time and making a little more effort to flush out, am I being sold a product, or am I going to be determining what is really quality that I want to bring into my home and essentially into my body?
Yeah.
So talk to me about, and I know we want to meet again because I want to talk more about
I'll
the
talk.
effects of things in the home. But talk to me about how I can determine what is a
Mhm.
pure essential oil.
Yeah. So I used that word just a minute ago, transparency. I think that's key. I think
Hmm.
that when you're buying, if you can go to an essential oils company's website
Hmm.
and see, and there's a real clarity around where did this oil come from? Like, where are the plants that they're getting these from? There's also sort of an ethical thing related to that too. The sustainability of the way that that's farmed actually makes a difference. But then also the purity, yeah, like what's the process?
Mhm.
You want to be able to see how it's done. The other thing that I want to add into what you just said was, if I'm going to take the time to figure this out, what does this mean? I wanted to be able to share today with you just actually the simplicity of it, because I think that might be what stops people from thinking they can use essential oils. It's just
Mhm.
easier to buy the plug-in because it's already done for you.
Right, right.
But I
That's a
think that
good
maybe
point.
they aren't real. People don't realize. I know I've talked to people who don't realize, like, oh my God, this is actually, I could do this. And not only is it easy to do, but it's fun to do because you start to really personalize it for your own needs. Like what I started out by saying, it's aromatherapy. It's not like aromatherapy, what it does, like what it's good for, the benefits of it. It really, you hit on it when you were talking about the jasmine. It's really
Mhm.
supportive of your emotional well-being,
Mhm.
how you can manage your stress, improve your sleep. This is a big one. I'm teaching a class coming up soon on using essential oils for sleep, because that's something we struggle so much.
Right.
Focus and concentration, like I said,
Mhm.
we're working from home. So I can share with you specifics of how you could literally be using aromatherapy in your
Mhm.
home,
Mhm.
and the different types of aromas.
Let's focus on one thing,
Okay.
and that is lavender. And the reason I'm focusing on lavender is
Yes.
selfish. I'm growing two different kinds of lavender in my garden
Right.
with the goal of using it in my home.
Yes.
So let's say that someone is growing lavender or any other kind of thing that would be simple to grow, and then tell me how that can be used in the home. What would be the breakdown there?
Okay. Well, so lavender is a great example, like what I was just talking about with sleep.
Hmm.
Lavender has the kind of properties in it that are calming, that allow you to kind of your mind to settle, and it has a soothing effect on your nervous system.
Hmm.
So certainly you can do, I mean, certainly with the lavender that you're growing, especially because you've got it fresh there, that's beautiful to be able to bring that in your home. I know that people will take lavender, and actually if you hang it upside down, you can dry it, and that way it can last longer, but you can use it in its sort of fresh way as well. Lavender is a powerful, like what I would suggest is using it, thinking about when you want to use something like lavender, since it is calming, since it is relaxing. I think of using it in the evening,
Hmm.
using it as a way where you, especially if you are working from home, like you have this transition time from, okay, I'm focused. Maybe you've got the oranges out because you want that uplifting, and you got the focus for your work time, but then you want to transition from shutting down that very focused mind, that up part of your day, and you want to start winding down, getting off your screens and doing all of that.
Right.
When you have lavender there as part of that, you can. I don't do a lot with the fresh because to me the oils are really potent, and I use a diffuser.
Okay.
um, this is the diffuser, to me, is the solution, the alternate solution to the things like the sprays and the plugins, because it's an easy way to have. It's like a bowl
Hmm.
that is, or some kind of container that has water, and then when it's electrically plugged in, it puts the mist into the air.
Oh, okay.
And
So, do you
yeah,
recommend any diffusers over others? Because I have looked online for
and there's a
diffusers, and
lot.
there are hundreds of choices. And
True.
again, same thing with just understanding aromatherapy. How do I know what
How
to
do you
choose?
choose? How do you choose? I know. I like I said, the company that I work with is doTERRA, and they have a bunch of diffusers
Okay.
in their um, options that meet different needs. Like there's small one, a mist diffuser like that. When you put in a few drops of oil, a bunch of drops of oil, and you can do combinations like you were mentioning. Lavender, an oil that I always will combine with lavender at night is cedar wood,
Ooh.
because cedar wood is very calming and relaxing, and lavender, like for some people, especially when it's that pure lavender, it can be strong for people, but the cedar wood kind of counters it.
Okay.
And this is when the fun part comes in, is you can kind of add little combinations of things. The mist from a small diffuser is good for a small room. So you could put that
Hmm.
near your bed. You could put that, in your bathroom and have something that's more uplifting. There's
Nice.
different places in your kitchen, next to your desk, to have that. A combination I love for the daytime is sort of like a grapefruit or a citrus combined with a sort of foresty scent, like a Siberian fir or a cypress or something that gets you
Yeah, that
focused.
sounds
So
wonderful.
yeah, it's
Yeah. So I am going to provide a link to the company that you've mentioned, and also any links that you provide
yeah.
where people can purchase pure essential oils. And if I'm on a website, am I looking for any seal of approval from any
No,
place? Is there
that's
something like that?
unfortunate. There isn't any, the essential oils aren't like FDA
Yeah.
approved or all of that. I will say, yeah, you want to look for, so there is a seal of, like I said, that I only know of the company that I work with has third party testing, and that certification is certified pure grade therapeutic oils, CPTG.
Okay.
I don't,
CPTG.
yeah, I don't know that you'd find that everywhere. I know that you would find that from this company because they've gone to extreme lengths to make sure that it is tested.
Hmm.
Um, what I think, the other thing is
Hmm.
that when you get them from an essential oils company like this, so when I say I've connected with them and I align myself, what I mean is I'm a wellness advocate of their products, because you get like a consultation. That's helpful. And I
Yeah.
do offer that. So if any of your listeners are wanting, like, I don't know where to start, I want to talk to somebody about it, I'd be happy
Right.
to chat with anyone, because that kind of consultation can be helpful. It will say you can also get a truth. We are on video, so I know the podcast folks can't see this, but you can also get really helpful books
Oh
um,
yeah. Okay.
that are
The
out
essential
there,
life. Okay.
especially because there are so many people out there who are interested in sharing and selling essential oils. There's also now a lot of resources and books out there where you can just start to learn a little bit for yourself and get
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
ideas.
It's really I know just from my personal experience, it really makes a difference using it in my everyday life at home. And I mean, can you think of other things that people could use, other pure essential oils during the day? You mentioned citrus. Anything else?
Yeah, yeah. Well, so I liked, yeah, citrus and something herbal or tree like coriander or yeah, like a cypress. This is great for sort of a morning wake up kind of thing. I mean, there's another way to, what we didn't talk about. So I was talking about the diffuser and aromatherapy that way, but really another way that people can do aromatherapy is sort of a personal aromatherapy, meaning literally putting a couple of essential oils or putting the lavender, like you were talking about, just
Hmm.
rubbing it between your fingers, your fresh lavender, and
Hmm.
just then that, because then you're releasing the oils of the plant
Right.
and taking it in is is what aromatherapy is. It's not just
Hmm.
about making your room smell good. It's about you actually taking it in
Right.
and having your olfactory nerve,
Right.
your brain register that as
Yeah.
whatever you're looking for calming. I also use it. You asked about other kinds of things like that you can use them for sleep. For others, vetiver is a really amazing oil that can be great for both concentration and also for winding down at sleep. There's a couple of great blends that I know of from this company that are great for just down regulating your nervous system. A
Hmm.
combination of oils, Roman chamomile, and um,
These are all things that I'll provide links to in the body of and description of our talk here about aromatherapy.
yeah. One thing I didn't mention too that's just occurring to me is just the protective nature of these oils, like cleaning the air. We were talking about making everything smell good, but this
Right.
is another difference between some of those other sprays and things, is
Hmm.
that you can have um, aromatherapy actually do a service in your home where you're actually making purifying the air, making
Yeah.
it be um, healthier to
No,
live,
it,
a
it it
space
it
to live in.
totally makes sense. I've been in homes that smell like they need to be purified,
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
just, you can just, oh, you know, We have so much more to cover about aromatherapy, so much more. And I am going to have you back because I do want to talk more about cleaning the home and what products you might recommend for actually being able to use essential oils as cleaning products in the home.
So happy to be able to just talk about it. And as you can see, I could just keep going on and on.
Katrina Piehler is a certified health and wellness coach, a licensed massage therapist, and essential oils educator. She will be back. There will be a part two about aromatherapy. Katrina, thank you so much for joining me on Listen Up Home Buyers. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you, Victoria.